Bienvenue à la chronique des secrets de Lukus. Aujourd'hui, Lukus, c'est quoi ce que tu nous as préparé?
We're going to talk about plants. It's cold outside. We're all feeling the winter blues. We need some green. We need some life. We need to bring some life into our homes, and there's no better way than plants.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about today is care techniques and proper management to be able to take care of your plants properly.
Interesting.
Misting is the best thing. It's nothing special, nothing hard to do. You just need a little mister bottle. Plants you don't want to mist are like African violets, succulents that have furry, you know, if it has a furry leaf, you don't necessarily want to mist it, but pretty much everything else loves to be misted. Normal watering for a plant is typically once a week. What you want to do to check to make sure that it's watered or unwatered is you want to stick your finger in the soil. But just touching the top doesn't really tell you if it's dry or not. It could be dry on the top, but it could be very wet on the bottom. So you want to stick your finger down at least 4 inches into the soil to see whether it's dry or wet.
Okay. Not just on the bottom.
Exactly,
Top.
exactly. And for me, the best thing to water is, because typically when I have my plants in a pot, I'll put them in a liner pot, and it'll just be in a plastic container with proper drainage, because the biggest thing is the drainage. The plants have to be in a pot that has some sort of drainage. If it's not holes in the bottom of the pot, then you have to put a good layer of rocks or something in the bottom of your pot before you pot it into it so that it can have something to drain into the water. Also, when it comes to fertilizer, plants do need some food, just like we do. You want to fertilize them with a balanced fertilizer. It's usually a 10-10-10 or a 15-15-15. That's what you want to look for. Just something with an even number straight across the board. And those numbers just represent the potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus or potash or something like that. Usually water soluble is the best, just something that you put in your water, a few drops. And recommendation is on the container is every 2 weeks. So every other watering, that often. But I fertilize every time I water. All I do is I just use a very weak solution. You know, instead of using the recommended dose on the container, cut it by a quarter, just use a quarter all the time. Then you don't have to worry about remembering, forgetting when you did it, that sort of thing. Other things about the plants within the home is getting them the proper light. Some plants take different amounts of light. And to find that out, it's either, you know, ask me the name and research it. I can tell you what it'll be, or else research it on the internet. You know, like a peace lily, like this one, takes moderate light, so it can do well in lower light areas. Where like your higher light plants, like the anthurium here, you'd want to set that into a southern window where it's getting really good bright sun exposure.
Okay.
Also too, you want to keep your leaves clean all the time, free from dirt and dust. You know, because if there's a pile of dust sitting on here, how's the plant supposed to collect the light to do what it does, to photosynthesize, you know, to grow and that sort of thing. Yeah, so you want to, you know, wash them occasionally, keep the dust off them, and it's the same with the misting. If you're misting over top of a bunch of dirt, how's the water get down into the leaf? So since Valentine's Day is around the corner, I'm sure that everybody's, you know, putting on their thinking caps as to what they want to get their sweethearts. You'll find lots of fresh roses at my store. We're doing half dozen colored roses for $24.95, as well as there's lots of different products at different prices.
Merci beaucoup, Lukus. C'était vraiment des bonnes informations que je savais pas personnellement. Puis, je peux gager que tu as souvent les mêmes questions ici au magasin.
Ça arrive.
Oui.
So, I mean, everything that you've seen in my video today, all of the product, the soil, the fertilizer, as well as you know, the insecticidal soaps and that sort of thing. It's all available at my store. I sell high quality products. The soil is what you'll need to repot your plants. And as I said, the biggest thing is misting. Mist your plants.
Thank you, Lukus.
My pleasure.